Listen, y'all, I'm going to get straight to the point. There is no right time. It ain't coming. It ain't waiting on you. And the more you sit around thinking about it, the more life passes you by. Some of y'all been waiting for years, waiting for the money to be right, waiting for your kids to grow up, waiting for your boss to finally recognize your worth, waiting for the stars to align, like this is some kind of fairy tale. Let me tell you something. You ain't Cinderella, and there ain't no magic clock striking midnight to tell you when to start. See, life don't wait on nobody. While you sitting there trying to figure it out, somebody else with half your talent and none of your excuses is out there making it happen. I know what you're thinking, but I ain't ready. Oh, you ain't ready? Guess what? Nobody was ever ready. You think the most successful people in the world woke up one day with a manual on how to win? No, they just started. They messed up, they fell down, but they kept going. Let me put it to you like this. If you're waiting to feel comfortable before you start, you already lost. Growth ain't comfortable. Elevation don't come with a warning label. You got to move before you feel ready. Some of y'all waiting for a sign. Here's your sign. I'm telling you right now, get up and go do it. That business idea, start it. That book you've been talking about, write it. That dream job, apply for it. That new life you've been wanting, go claim it. Because if you keep waiting, one day you're going to wake up and that right time you were waiting for, it passed you by. So stop overthinking, stop doubting yourself, and stop waiting. The time ain't coming. The time is now. There is no right time to start. Too many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect conditions, the perfect opportunity, the perfect moment to take action. They sit back and convince themselves that once everything aligns just right, then they'll finally go for it. But the truth is, that moment doesn't exist. There will always be something that feels like it's in the way. Some obstacle, some doubt, some reason to delay. The idea of a perfect time is an illusion that keeps people stuck in the same place year after year. People tell themselves they need to wait until they have more money, more experience, more confidence. They wait for the right season of life, the right support system, the right amount of free time. But what happens? 1 year turns into 5, 5 turns into 10. Before they know it, they've spent a lifetime waiting instead of doing. The world doesn't stop moving just because someone is waiting. Time doesn't slow down to give people the perfect conditions to act. The clock keeps ticking, and every second spent waiting is a second lost. Look at the most successful people in the world. Do you think they had everything perfectly set up before they started? Absolutely not. They started scared, they started broke, they started with doubts, fears, and obstacles in their way, but they started anyway. They figured it out as they went. They failed, adjusted, learned, and kept pushing forward. The only difference between them and the people who never get started is that they didn't wait for the right time. They created the right time by taking action. Many people believe they need to feel ready before they take a step forward. They think they need to have complete confidence, absolute clarity, and full certainty before they move. But waiting to feel ready is one of the biggest traps. Confidence doesn't come before action, it comes after. It comes from doing, from trying, from failing, from learning. The more a person waits to feel ready, the longer they delay the process of actually building the confidence they think they need. Fear is another big reason people wait for the right time. They're scared of failing, scared of what people will say, scared of looking foolish. But fear is never going to disappear. It doesn't matter how much planning or preparation someone does, fear will always be there when stepping into something new. The only way to overcome that fear is to push through it. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action in spite of it. If someone is waiting for fear to go away before they start, they'll be waiting forever. Perfectionism is another excuse disguised as logic. People convince themselves that they need everything to be just right before they take a step forward. They need the perfect business plan, the perfect strategy, the perfect timing. But perfection is a lie. Nothing will ever be flawless from the start. The longer someone spends trying to make something perfect before they begin, the longer they delay progress. The real learning happens in the doing. The real growth happens in the mistakes, the missteps, and the adjustments. Some people wait because they compare themselves to others. They see people who are already successful, already thriving, and they think, I'm not at that level yet, so I shouldn't start. But they forget that those successful people were once beginners too. They didn't start at the top, they worked their way up. Comparing a starting point to someone else's peak is a guaranteed way to stay stuck. Instead of focusing on where others are, the focus should be on taking the first step, no matter how small it seems. Then there are those who wait because they expect motivation to hit them like a lightning bolt. They think one day they'll wake up feeling completely driven and ready to take on the world. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. The people who succeed don't rely on motivation, they rely on discipline. They take action even when they don't feel like it. They don't wait for the perfect mood, the perfect inspiration, they just do the work. And the crazy thing, action creates motivation. The more someone does, the more inspired they become. But if they sit around waiting for inspiration to come first, they'll be sitting there forever. Life is unpredictable. There will always be something that feels like a reason to wait. Maybe it's financial struggles, family responsibilities, unexpected challenges. But waiting for the perfect time only leads to regret. There are people right now who look back on their lives and wish they had started sooner. They wish they hadn't wasted so much time waiting, because now they see that all those excuses, all those fears, all those doubts, they were just distractions. The time they were waiting for was always right in front of them. It's easy to make excuses, to justify waiting, to convince oneself that tomorrow is a better day to start. But tomorrow turns into next week. Next week turns into next year. And one day, time runs out. The people who win in life are the ones who understand that action is the only thing that creates change. Not planning, not waiting, not wishing. Action. No one is ever truly ready. No moment will ever be perfect. The right time isn't coming. The right time is now. Success does not come from comfort. It never has, and it never will. People often think they need to feel comfortable, prepared, and fully ready before they make a move. But that's just not how life works. Growth and success come from stepping into the unknown, from doing things that feel difficult, and from pushing past the limits of what feels safe. The problem is, most people don't want to feel uncomfortable. They don't want to face uncertainty, take risks, or deal with the awkwardness of being new at something. But that's exactly why they stay stuck. The people who succeed in life are the ones who take action before they feel ready. They don't wait for confidence, they don't wait for clarity, and they sure don't wait for a guarantee that everything will work out. They step forward while they're still unsure, while they're still scared, while they're still figuring it out. And because they take action, they learn, they grow, and eventually they become ready. Confidence comes from doing. Clarity comes from experience. Success comes from taking that first step, even when it feels like everything is uncertain. Most people assume that successful individuals had everything lined up before they started. They think that entrepreneurs already had money, that athletes were born gifted, that entertainers always had connections, but what they don't see is the struggle, the moments of doubt, the times when those same successful people felt lost and unsure. What separates them from everyone else is that they didn't let that uncertainty stop them. They moved forward despite it. They took the leap before they had all the answers, and they figured it out along the way. Growth is not comfortable. Think about anything in life that requires improvement, whether it's building muscle, learning a skill, or developing a business. In every case, the process involves discomfort. Muscles don't grow without resistance. Skills don't develop without practice and failure. Businesses don't succeed without trial and error. The very nature of growth requires discomfort. And yet, so many people avoid it. They stick to what they know, to what feels safe, and then wonder why nothing changes. The reason is simple. Comfort zones do not produce growth. Fear is a natural part of the process. People assume that fear is a sign to stop, but in reality, fear is proof that they are stepping into something bigger than what they've known before. Fear means they are expanding, challenging themselves, and moving towards something that matters. The people who succeed are not fearless. They are just willing to act in spite of fear. They understand that waiting for fear to disappear is pointless because it never truly goes away. Instead of seeing fear as a stop sign, they see it as a sign that they are on the right track. Many people hesitate because they want to avoid failure. They don't want to make mistakes. They don't want to look foolish, and they don't want to deal with setbacks. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of it. Every successful person has failed, not once, but repeatedly. Failure is what teaches the lessons, builds resilience, and sharpens skills. The people who are willing to fail are the ones who eventually win. They don't see failure as the end. They see it as feedback. They take what they learn, adjust, and keep going. The only real failure is quitting. People also hesitate because they are waiting for motivation. They think they need to feel inspired before they take action. But motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. And if someone relies on it, they will never be consistent. The most successful people don't wait for motivation, they create it. They understand that action, if you don't take the shot, life will pass you by. Every day, opportunities come and go, but most people hesitate. They see a chance to go after what they want, but instead of taking action, they second guess themselves. They wait for a sign, for permission, for the perfect moment, and in that hesitation, the opportunity slips away. Life does not slow down for indecision. It does not wait for people to feel ready. While one person is standing still, another is moving forward. And that difference determines everything. People convince themselves that there will always be another chance, another opportunity, another moment to step up. But that is not always true. Some doors only open once. Some chances come and go in an instant. And if someone is too busy overthinking, they miss their shot completely. Regret does not come from trying and failing. It comes from knowing there was a moment to take action and letting it pass. The pain of wondering what could have been is far worse than the temporary discomfort of stepping into the unknown. Opportunities do not wait. They do not come with a guarantee that they will still be available later. People assume they have time, but time is the one thing no one can control. It moves forward, with or without them. The person who hesitates today might find that tomorrow the opportunity they wanted is no longer there. Someone else took the job. Someone else made the investment. Someone else started the business. The world rewards action, not hesitation. People who take chances, even if they are unsure, are the ones who get ahead. Fear is one of the biggest reasons people hold back. They are afraid of failing, afraid of what people will say, afraid of making the wrong decision. But fear is not a reason to stop. Fear is proof that something is worth pursuing. The things that make people nervous are often the things that will change their lives. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is that successful people feel the fear and take action anyway. They do not wait for fear to disappear because they know it never truly does. They move forward despite it. Some people believe that if something is meant for them, it will just happen. They think fate or luck will place opportunities in their lap. But life does not work that way. Success is not given, it is taken. It is earned through effort, risk, and persistence. No one is going to hand over a dream life. No one is going to do the work for them. People who get what they want are the ones who chase it down. They don't wait for life to give them permission. They take the shot even when they don't know the outcome. Doubt keeps people stuck. They wonder if they are good enough, smart enough, talented enough. They question whether they deserve the opportunity in front of them. But doubt is just a trick of the mind. It is not reality. Every person who has ever achieved something great has faced doubt. The only difference is that they did not let it stop them. They took the shot anyway, even when they were unsure, even when they had no guarantees. Confidence is not a requirement to take action. It is the result of taking action. Waiting for the right circumstances is another way people lose out. They tell themselves they will take the shot when they have more money, more time, more support. They believe they need to have everything in place before they make a move. But the truth is, circumstances are never perfect. There will always be something that feels like a reason to wait. The people who win in life are the ones who take action despite imperfect conditions. They work with what they have. They figure it out along the way. They understand that waiting only leads to missed chances. People often hold back because they want certainty. They want to know for sure that if they take the shot, it will work out. But nothing in life comes with a guarantee. Every decision, every risk, every opportunity comes with uncertainty. Those who succeed are not the ones who always know what will happen. They are the ones who take action despite not knowing. They trust themselves enough to take the leap even when the outcome is unclear. They understand that the only way to find out is to go for it. The longer someone waits to take action, the harder it becomes. Hesitation turns into a habit. The more someone gets used to waiting, the easier it is to keep putting things off. Before they know it, years have passed and they are still standing in the same place. The only way to break the cycle is to take the shot, to stop waiting, stop doubting, and just do it. The first step is always the hardest, but once it is taken, momentum builds. Action creates more action. One decision to go for it can change everything. Success is built on the shots that are taken, not the ones that are avoided. People remember the risks they took, the moments they stepped up, the times they went after something despite the fear. No one looks back on their life and feels proud of the chances they did not take. No one finds joy in the opportunities they let slip away. The only way to create a life worth remembering is to take action, to step into the unknown, to go for what is wanted without hesitation. People often look at others who are succeeding and think they got lucky. They think they had connections, resources, or some kind of advantage. But what they don't see is the work, the risks, the moments when that person took a shot even when they didn't feel ready. The ones who win in life are the ones who move, not the ones who wait. They see an opportunity, and instead of talking themselves out of it, they go for it. They are not reckless, but they are not paralyzed by indecision either. They understand that taking action is the only way forward. Regret is one of the most painful things a person can experience. It is not the risks that were taken that haunt people. It is the ones they avoided. It is the job they did not apply for, the business they never started, the dream they never chased. Regret comes from knowing that fear won, that hesitation won, that waiting won. The only way to avoid that kind of regret is to take the shot while the opportunity is there. Most people spend their lives playing it safe. They avoid risk, avoid failure, avoid discomfort. But playing it safe does not lead to a fulfilling life. It leads to a life of wondering what could have been. The people who achieve their dreams are not the ones who always had perfect timing, perfect conditions, or perfect confidence. They are the ones who took action, who made the move, who went for it despite the uncertainty. The only way to change a life is through action. Not thinking, not planning, not wishing, action. Every person who has ever succeeded had a moment where they had to decide to take the shot or let it pass. Those who take it are the ones who change their lives. Those who hesitate watch life move on without them.